When we think about photography, we immediately think about the camera, the lens, and all those wonderful accessories that go along with cameras and lenses and being a photographer. And why wouldn't we? I mean, photography is about our relationship with our cameras. Our lenses are kind of like our paintbrushes or guitars or whatever just gets you from point A to point B with your art. And all those wonderful accessories that go along with your camera to help you do your job more efficiently or just enjoy the process more are obviously always great things to think about, talk about, watch YouTube videos on, and dream about. And there really is no shortage of stuff out there that you can acquire with photography. I got to thinking about the things that I use every day as a photographer that have nothing to do with photography. And if you click this video, maybe you're also curious about the tools that are out there that might help you be a better photographer without spending a ton of money on photography gear or accessories. So with all of that said, let's go ahead and jump right into 5 things that make my life and job as a photographer just better. And just so you are aware, the most expensive thing on this list is $60. And just before we jump into our list here, just 2 quick things. The first thing is that there is kind of a theme to all the things in this video today, and it is analog. And I'm not talking about film, I'm talking about like processes. The second thing is, if this is your first time here, my name's Dave. I'm a photographer and videographer from the Bay Area of California. Be sure to subscribe to this channel. I post 2 videos a week unless something goes horribly wrong. The very first thing up on our list today is something I think every person needs to have in their bag, on their desk, with them at all times, because you never know when you're gonna need it. And that, my friends, is a good pen. For the longest time, I was in the camp that any pen from Staples or Target will do. And then I got a good pen. And when I say good pen, I mean one that like writes really well, feels really well in the hand. It might sound really stupid and funny to say this, but one that inspires me to use it and write with it. I have had this pen for 4 years. Same pen. And this pen is not by a pen maker. This pen is by Nomad. I've got a pretty long and deep relationship with this company, and when they launched this pen, they sent it over to me. I think why I love this pen so much is that it is incredibly heavy, it's minimal. The way they cut the metal of this to be flat on 2 sides and round on 2 sides, it just feels really good in my hand. I love using it, I love the simplicity of it. This click has never failed me, never failed. It also comes apart really easy, and you can put a refill in it, which I've done once or twice now. And that's important to me because I don't like wasting things and don't like just constantly throwing things away. I want things that will last me a long time and be reusable. This is so simple. It's just heavy metal, balanced well. Great pen. If you were to pick up this pen from Nomad, there's a link below. All these things I'm saying today are linked below. This is $50. It's not a cheap pen, and there's definitely cheaper alternatives on Amazon. And I've tried some of those. They didn't stay. This one has. Nomad pen. Number 1 thing, just remember, analog. The next thing on this list, you can get at a premium, but there's also like super cheap alternatives. So it's kind of like this. I put this third-party thumb grip on my Leica. It is not a Leica thumb grip. It's just something off Amazon, gets the job done, and I'm more than happy with it. This next product falls into that category. And that is this to-do list planner for your desk by Mind Design. Guys, this thing is like $35. It's made of walnut. It comes with more cards than you'll ever need, and they're 2-sided, to-do list on one side, dot list on the other. Now, I am like horrible at just putting a massive digital task list together. And I use Notion for that. I've got this list that I feel like just never ends. I can always add more things to it. So then when I approach that list in the day to get my work done, that list is so large that it really overwhelms me. And then I end up like picking 2 or 3 things at random to do rather than prioritizing the things that I should be doing. For $35, I picked this thing up on Amazon, and every single morning I take my Nomad pen, I pull out one of these cards, I write down the most important things for the day, and I love that there's a limited amount. There are only 10 slots on here to write anything anyway. So I can't put more than 10, but I rarely put 10 on there. And then I just stick it in the little holder. And with my list on this, I see it all day, and I just have the most important things that I identified from my master to-do list to get done during the day. It looks really good on the desk. It's well made, and again, it's $35. And so it's not a huge investment to be able to like organize your brain. If you think like I do and you work like I do, this thing will be a huge help for you. Now, over the years, I have tried a wide range of note taking. I've tried it on like the mid-size notebooks, the field notes, the Moleskines, the large ones, the small ones. I've used my iPad with an Apple Pencil and tried to do digital notes. I think note taking is really important because, at least for me, when I write something down, it sticks. And if I have ideas while I'm in the middle of a work day or working on a project, I just jot notes down. I try to do that a lot. Additionally, when I'm out, I have come up with this system that for me really works, especially when I'm using film on a project. And again, it involves handwriting notes. Again, I don't know if you're like me in the sense that you've tried a lot of things and never known where to land, but here's where I landed. It's hard to freaking beat a small notebook. I basically have these everywhere. They're in my bag, they're in my camera bag, they're around my desk, they're in random nooks and cubbies around here. I can put this in my back pocket even if I'm like out walking somewhere, and I typically have a pen and a knife in one pocket, and then this can be in my back pocket like a wallet. Having a small notebook, it's pretty awesome. I just mentioned a minute ago how I like to use these for film shots. One thing I do is I write down, like here I actually have a blank one here. So I will write down like the project I'm working on, the frame, what f-stop it was, like some various settings. I know there's notebooks made that do this, but they're not this size. And just using my little pen if I'm working on a project. And again, this wouldn't be for just like run and gun stuff. This would be like literally for a project. And you can see I tear pages out pretty often too. You might be able to see torn pages right in here. And that's because this notebook is small and inconsequential. I like black ones, and these are Moleskines because they're just well made. They are minimal. They look good, they're black. You can get these notebooks at Target, you can get them anywhere, but there's a link below if you want to check that link out. Now, before we go any further, I want to talk to you guys about today's sponsor and why this room looks completely different if you're not new to this channel, and that is because of what's right behind me, this desk back here by FlexiSpot. So I work from home most days, and a lot of times I'm working on projects that I'm overseeing because they're my projects or things that I'm like passionately working on. And because of that, I have a really hard time blending the line between when I am working and when I'm just at home. And I think that might be a common problem for many people that do work at home or people that might work for themselves at home. What would often happen is I'm sitting in like a kitchen chair right back here at my old desk, and this is a pretty small room in a pretty small house, and so I don't have room for huge things. So I had this small, very vertical desk, if you remember from prior videos, and what you never saw was I would move my little black old kitchen chair off to the side when I would be at that desk basically all day. I got super excited about a desk like this because it's a standing desk and I don't have to be sitting all day long. What you're looking at here is the E7 Pro desk, and this is the 60-inch wide version. I don't have to convince you about the health benefits of not being in this position all day, but the past week I have been working mostly standing, and two things have come out of that. One, I have ended my workday more or less like when I should because I've been standing all day and I'm worn out from standing, and that's like my cue to stop and move on and do something else. And two, standing all day long has made me more mobile just in like my day-to-day stuff. Like I'm more likely to go walk outside to take a phone call because I'm already standing up. And those two little things have been pretty awesome. What I like about this one in particular is the design. I love the black heavy-duty frame. I love this bamboo top. This is a pretty wide desk with a monitor lift on it as well. And the programmable buttons, I got one set to the little man that's standing up and one that's set to the guy that's sitting down. It lifts incredibly solid, which is important because I have a lot of things on this desk. And as you're watching it lift, you're noticing those things smoothly going up and smoothly coming down. I also appreciate that right out of the box, there is this magnetic cable management system that just clips onto the frame and hides all the cables. Now, a second ago, I mentioned that I used to use a kitchen chair at my old desk. So they also sent me a massive upgrade to the chair. Here you can see their C7 chair next to my old IKEA kitchen chair. I think the biggest benefit for me about this chair that they've sent me is that it's the first chair I've ever sat in that has like incredible lumbar support. I've mentioned it on this channel several times, but I was in a pretty serious car accident 3 years ago this fall. And my lower back has never been the same. And if I sit too long or I'm sitting in a position that I don't have good support, I really am in pain for days or months even at a time. This chair by far has the best lower back support I have experienced. That's a big deal for me. So I'm very excited about having this ergonomic chair that is supporting my lower back when I am choosing to sit and not stand, but I have been standing a lot. I also appreciate the number of ways this chair can be configured to maximize comfort for how your body shape is. For me, I have it set up so that it's at a certain height with the lumbar in a certain position, and I've got the depth set where it feels good for me and the armrests where they feel good for me. There's like a ton of ways this chair can be configured just with the various levers that are on the chair. Now, I'm also pretty hot-natured, so I went with the mesh version of the chair because I appreciate good airflow as I'm sitting during the day. If you want to find out more about the E7 Pro desk and the C7 chair, there is a link below that'll take you to FlexiSpot's website. They are celebrating their anniversary, so this is a great time to check out their products for yourself. And that link below will give you some exclusive deals offered right through this channel, so be sure to click it and check it out. And again, thank you to FlexiSpot for taking care of me, for investing into my physical health. Got me standing all day, and when I sit down, you got my back supported. FlexiSpot, you guys are awesome. Appreciate it again. All right, we've got 2 more things on our list of 5 things that photographers need. This next one is incredibly inexpensive, coming in at just $12, and that is a dateless calendar. Yes, that's right. This is a dateless calendar. It doesn't have dates unless you add them in. It's just a bunch of boxes. Now, I added my own in, and you can see that I added my stuff in here, but it just has Sunday through Saturday in here. You know, I've looked for the right calendar for myself for like forever. I've never found one that just works for me. This one works. 2 reasons. One, it's kind of inconsequential at $12. If I mess this thing up, I don't really care. I'll just get a new one. Second, I like to use a highlighter on my calendar to mean different things. And with fancy calendars that are like in great notebooks and hardcovers and, you know, all those things, when I start putting a ton of different colors and markers, it kind of messes up the vibe of it. Well, this calendar does one thing. I wrote my own dates in because it's dateless. Like here's September, Q3. Every green thing on this calendar is a day I've got something going on. This is my September. Fall is about to get really insane for me. Those green things are either people in town or me traveling. I'm like 4 parts excited and like 3 parts scared of September. And if I'm honest, October is not looking that much better. See all that green? Again, it's just dates. I've got stuff going on. Also, this calendar weighs nothing. Just a little paper book with a cardboard cover. Hear that? It's the sound of $12 leaving your wallet to buy this cheap little calendar. It's minimal. I like the font. 12 bucks, dateless calendar. Write your own dates in. Get yourself a nice little thin calendar for your backpack. Okay, here is the big ticket item on the list today. I saved the most expensive, going all out product for the very end. And that is what this little guy back behind me is right here. Inside of that lamp is the Aputure, that's right, like a legit brand, B7C Smart Light Bulb. This is not a light bulb that needs a bridge like a Hue light or anything like that. It's just a light bulb and it's inside that lamp and it's app controlled right here. Let's turn it on. Now it's bright in this room because it's daytime, but you've seen this lamp in a ton of prior videos. I can control the intensity, I can control the color, the temperature, anything I want just from right here in the app. It is incredible because at night when I'm working in here, I use it as like a normal lamp. But when I'm doing YouTube videos in here, when I'm in the dark in the evening, I turn the temperature all the way down to like 2000 and turn the intensity down to like 10, and I get that look that you may have seen in my prior videos. This thing is $56 on Amazon, just $6 more than the Pen. It connects Bluetooth right to your phone, and it works every time with Aputure Sidus Link app. If you were like buying one thing that would like elevate your desk setup, it's a good light bulb and a good lamp. And that is what's in that back there. I've got this bulb linked right below. It's the big item of the video. Several of these links are affiliate links, yes, but I'm not doing this to make money off of you. I'm doing this to share with you things that have elevated my experience as a photographer when I'm in here working on edits or concepts or planning or whatever I'm doing that supports my photography. These are the things that help me get my job done in an efficient and enjoyable way. Between the desk, the chair, the pen, the calendar, the notebooks, the to-do list, and the bulb, all these things are like a daily use item for me in this office space. And I'm sure they benefit you as well. So again, as I've been saying this whole video, links are right below. Be sure to check them out. If you've got any thoughts, questions, comments, just leave them right below. I try to reply to every single comment and I will get back to you. A big thank you to FlexiSpot again for the desk and the chair and for sponsoring this video. As always, very much appreciate the community on this channel. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you next time.